Hello, my geometry and trigonometry section. Today we're going to start with some things that a lot of you probably already know completely 100%, but we're going to go ahead and start with it just to be on the safe side. If it's easy, that's okay right now, because nothing is easy right now with doing school at home. So just stick with me, we'll be good. If you have questions though, just let me know and we can go over them. So we're going to look at today at the types, that marker sucks. Types of triangles. Okay. And I know you're probably already thinking, I already know all the kinds of triangles. That's okay. If you don't need this lesson, you don't have to sit through it. You can go for the work. It's okay. But for those of you who may need some help on remembering this or learning it for the first time, there are two ways that we classify triangles. The first way that we're going to go over is if we classify them by side. And just so you know, the notes on all of this are going to be available as a download right below this video, so you can open it up and download it and use it as you need. So there are three kinds of triangles, that we classify by the side. The first is the equilateral. And what it is it has all equal sides and angles. So you might have a triangle, and whenever you see those tick marks like that, that means they're equal. And if you see tick marks on the inside by the angles, you probably can't see that green from here. Like that means all those angles are equal. So if I said, for instance, this side right here is 6, and this side over here is x plus 9, what's x equal? So you could say that x plus 9 equals 6 because you know those two sides are equal. And now you can solve this simple equation. If you subtract 9 on each side, x would equal -3. Remember, that's just x, that's not the side. Sides are all equal to 6. Okay, so that's the first kind. Second kind is isosceles. This is my favorite triangle. So what it is, and I'm going to draw it real big for you guys, a triangle that has two equal sides and two equal angles. So you can see here, these two sides, they're what's equal. I've got to stop hitting my table. It makes my computer wobble. Those two are equal. That means the angles that are opposite them, so these two here, are also equal. This one up here, this little angle up here, it doesn't have anything special for it. It's called our vertex angle. All right, so say for instance, I tell you that this right here is 50 degrees, okay? I want to know what these other two angles in this triangle are. Well, x is equal to this angle over here. So we can say immediately, we know that x is also 50 degrees, okay? What's y equal though? How many degrees are in a triangle? 180. So all three of these angles have to add up to 180. So what we can do is we can do a little scratch work over to the side and say that we know that 50 plus 50, those are both 50, plus y equals 180. 50 plus 50 is 100. So 100 plus y equals 180. Again, we solve this one-step math problem. Subtract 100 on each side. We get y equals 80 degrees. Okay, and we're done. Next, we have a scalene triangle. Scalene has nothing equal, literally nothing. They're all different. So this can be like 14, this can be 15, this can be 7, okay? None of these angles are equal. They're all something different. We could make something up, but they're all different, just know that. But they still add up to 180. All right, so that is angles or triangles by their sides. Now we're going to look at classifying triangles by their angles. These are ones that people always remember because they are acute, obtuse, and right. So we're going to start with an acute triangle. It has all angles that are less than 90 degrees. An acute angle is something that's smaller than 90 degrees. So an acute triangle has all angles that are smaller than 90 degrees. So for instance, we could have a 60 degree, 50 degrees, those two together is what, 110? So this one over here would be 70 degrees to get us to our 180 triangle mark. All three of those angles are all less than 90 degrees, so therefore this is a acute triangle. If you need something goofy, remember us as human beings, we're naturally, like most people, have this natural sense to just love things that are really little. It's like an actual psychological fact. I'm not making this up. So I like these because they're like a cute little triangle. Anyway, I know. I thought I had to put some of my weirdness in there so you guys could still get it since we're not in class. Anyway, obtuse. An obtuse triangle just needs one angle to be bigger than 90 degrees. Okay, you can't have all three angles be bigger than 90 degrees and it still add up to 180. It just doesn't work. Only one angle will be bigger than 90 degrees. So say for instance, we have this triangle right here, and I tell you that this up here is 100 degrees. Okay, automatically this is classified as a obtuse triangle because it has an angle bigger than 90. These two could be any other two angles that all three together would add up to 180. So for instance, it could be 50 and 30 degrees. And that is an obtuse triangle. And our last one is a right triangle. So it's going to have a right angle in it. It looks like something that would go right up at the corner of like the wall and the floor. You'll see it, a little box in there like that. That little box means that it's equal to 90 degrees. It's an exact right angle. You're good to go. And that will always be that way, okay? So now that you know all of the types of triangles, every triangle technically has one classification both by side and by angle. So let's look at a couple of those. So let's say we start off with this right triangle here, but then I tell you that those two sides are equal. Now you have a right isosceles triangle. And yes, I'm too lazy to write triangle, so I draw another triangle. That's okay. There's one example. We could have say I just gave you this one here. See that first one there says it's 110 degrees. So we can automatically say that this is an obtuse triangle. Okay? But notice that there are no tick marks on any of these sides. Granted, we could take a ruler and be like, well, Andrea, they're whatever. You guys know I'm not an artist, mostly. I just draw these things pretty quick. I'm going to say that none of these sides are equal. So this would be an obtuse scalene triangle. So whenever I ask you to classify a triangle both by side and by angle, you will have two answers, such as this one. This is an obtuse scalene, okay? And again, if you have questions, check out the notes. They're just pretty self-explanatory, like I just put up here. And just reach out to me and ask. No worries. All right. All right. Good luck, guys. Bye.